Nothing headphones, well, parentheses one. Yeah, I don't know, for 249 euros I expected something more. What exactly I wasn't sure when I got them a couple of days ago. While listening to them straight out of the box and directly after using the CMF Headphones Pro, I like the sound profile that I've made with the custom sound profile thingy in the Nothing X app on the CMF headphones more. Because, well, I could actually make a custom profile. And to be honest, I'm a bit baffled that I can't on the bigger brother headphones. Yes, there is a more detailed EQ with lots of small nooks and crannies that I can push to get the sound to where I like it. But that's quite a lot more complicated than clicking I hear the sound and I don't hear the sound, and it does it automatically for me. Other than that, after having them for 4 days, wearing them as my daily driver, they are more than okay-ish. But let's begin with design. Yeah, it's something different. Walking outside, I could feel the looks of the German public staring me down, or probably better, the headphones. It's a looker, no doubt. May this come actually through the retro looks of the design or the transparent parts that Nothing is famous for on the outer shells, I actually don't know. But man, if you can't handle constant staring, then these headphones and, excuse the pun, are nothing for you. Since design is of course very much subjective, I can only answer if I like it and find it fitting. And yes, the design fits Nothing's philosophy, which is good. But I don't like all of it. The aluminium squares with the rounded transparent shapes housing the drivers and all the electronic components is good looking and well designed. Buttons are well integrated, feel nice and solid, and they have a good click to it. What I don't like is when you turn the cups, they actually clank together constantly while wearing them around your neck, which will surely damage them over time. I like the look and the feel of the ear cushions. It's a nice springy foam material that is super nice on my ears, and it keeps quite a lot of noise outside without actually activating ANC. What I don't like is that the ear cushions are not replaceable as on the CMF Headphones Pro. You need to actually send them in to be replaced, which is really bad for such an expensive product. Also, and this could just be me, the button placement is actually a tad weird. Well, okay, not all of them. The bass, multi-volume, push, rotation, whatever knob is good. The skip track and fast forward one is also conveniently placed and feels good to be used. But then the on-off button is next to the USB-C port and the 3.5mm jack on the bottom. Okay, that's still fine. And then there's another button on the front of the right ear cup which can be customized. But the first feature is channel hopping, which only works on the newest Nothing phone, so you need to change it, otherwise the button does nothing. Or you can use your default chat AI, or noise control, or spatial audio, or mic mute, or EQ presets, or actually no action. So I find it rather weird that there's no dedicated ANC control on the headphones and another action button. And then, and this could just really be me, I really needed to look up a tutorial on how to find a separate Bluetooth connection button to activate dual connection. Weirdly enough, when you actually see the button, it's pretty obvious, but I did not see it for 15 minutes. It's on the inside of the right ear cup, on the bottom, placed conveniently a tad under the ear cushions. Now, that's not all. The connection hinges, in my opinion, feel good, smooth, no creaking whatsoever. But the headband, in my opinion, feels really cheap and it does not fold. So transporting them can only be done on your head, around your neck, or in the oversized carrying case that resembles one of the earbud cases made out of fabric with the same holes for grip. Otherwise, everything on the headband is plastic. More plastic, and on top of that a tad more plastic, with the same rubbery material for the cushioning as ear cushions. I know there's probably a sturdy aluminum frame underneath all the plastic, but a transparent design of Nothing's headphones could have been so much better. Or at least they could have used the fabric cover they used for the CMF Headphones Pro that makes the headphones feel quite a lot more premium than a plastic headband. And finally, a small nitpick, the color of the down-facing part of the headband, I don't know what's the name of that, is a slightly offset white compared to the white on the headband itself. And as a designer, this... But enough about design. How do they actually feel while wearing them? Good. Not as heavy as I thought they would due to the aluminum cups. They are actually well balanced. I often use my headphones for an extended period of time with only one cup on my ear to test the fit. And some really quickly begin to be very uncomfortable in this position. Like the XM5s or the heaviest H1H. And the same goes for the Nothing Headphones one. 30 minutes was all I could take. Other than that, with both cups on, I find them comfortable and had them on max for 6 hours at a time. As said before, buttons overall feel good, clicky, tactile, responsive and better and less floaty as on the CMF Headphones Pro. I really like the roll wheel, I'm not going to repeat all the stuff. It's a good button and the sounds it produces while using them are actually nice. Let's get into features. This is probably the first over-ear headphone that I've encountered that actually sports an IPX rating of 5.2, making it usable in light rain and when you're sweating or when you're in the gym or whatever you do with your headphones. I've never seen this on any other premium headphones. Also, finally, another flagship headphone with a bit more battery runtime like the Sennheiser Momentum Force. The Nothing cans clock in at 80 hours without ANC and 35 with activated ANC, which depends on the volume you're playing your audio at. Mine was running a bit over 40 hours before I had to recharge them, so really good. As far as I know, there is no phone to headphone reverse charging as on the CMF Headphones Pro, but 5 minutes gives you 5 hours of playback and they need around 2 hours to be fully recharged, which is quite fast. Next up, spatial audio. Yeah, it's the same as always, I guess, with a few caveats. First, it works. Which is good. Not all headphones can say they work. But it deactivates, as always, all the other features such as bass enhancement and the advanced equalizer. So it sounds worse and it shifts the music. Or you can actually use the fixed spatial audio mode, which is, in my opinion, a worse version of regular audio. So, Speaking of audio, let's actually get into it. Out of the box, without any advancements and without getting into the advanced 8-band equalizer, the sound is, for lack of better terms, lacking and flat. But not the good kind of flat or balanced. So you need to really tune it to your liking. If this is actually the sound tuning by KEF they prominently feature in the advertising, then thanks for, and excuse the pun once more, actually nothing. I needed about half an hour before I got the sound to where I was comfortable and enjoying, listening to them. And with tuning, it feels actually pretty solid and well balanced. There are a couple of pre-made EQs, as always in the app, and a couple of pre-made profiles in the advanced setting you can spring off from, which I did and tuned it to what I actually like. Speaking of tuning, there's also a feature called bass enhancement. Let's call it a slider in the app that lets you actually customize the intensity from 0 to 5. But while sliding it around in, normal and advanced EQ mode, I did not recognize any change in bass. So do I like the sound? Yeah, it's good with tuning. There's a lot of separation and clarity, more than I expected from actually a Nothing product. This was mostly due to me being used to their earbuds and now the CMF headphones. But in my opinion, when I actually compare it with the sound of the CMF headphones, I like the CMF more, especially when I compare, the two price points of the headphones. $79 to $149. But that actually does not detract from the really good performance in any way. And now finally, when I look at ANC and transparency, I have to say the Nothing Headphones 1 version is clearly better. Transparency is good, realistic, and it makes talking to someone while wearing the headphones easy and understandable. Which is everything I want from transparency. And the same goes for ANC. The other way around. It's good. Low tone rumblings are almost completely eliminated. There are again 4 modes, low, mid, high and adaptive. But in comparison with the CMFs, it is clearly better without music on. The clicking of my MacBook keyboard when writing the script was almost completely gone. The rumbling of the street outside with an open window, it was eliminated. Most mid-tone things were dampened down by about roughly 60 to 70%. Loud chatter in the subway on the way to work was almost completely gone. The only struggle I had was actually wind noise, which could be an update hopefully in the future inside the app, so a 5th mode would be preferred. And I'm pretty sure much of the good ANC performance actually is not, well, the algorithm, I guess, but the nice passive isolation the rubber ear cushions produce, because as soon as I actually clench my teeth, the cushions move and I can clearly hear the outside noise seeping in. Since I don't wear glasses, I could not test the seal with this, but I'm sure that the ANC doesn't perform that well for glasses wearer. So here's my conclusion. The Nothing headphones (1% are compelling, albeit flawed package for a $250 price tag. The standout feature is undoubtedly, as always with Nothing, the unique transparent design that is guaranteed to turn heads, successfully embodying Nothing's, well, distinct aesthetic philosophy. The active noise cancellation and the transparency modes are another clear strength, performing significantly better than the more affordable CMF counterparts and effectively mostly silencing low and mid-range environmental noises. Furthermore, the headphones boast excellent battery life and a comfortable fit for actually long listening sessions. If you think 6 hours are long, I do think it is. However, there are several weaknesses. The out-of-the-box sound is, in my opinion, disappointingly weirdly flat and requires considerable time and effort with the complex 8-band equalizer to achieve a solid, well-balanced audio experience. It's baffling to me that they lack the simple intuitive sound personalization feature found in a much cheaper CMF model and their smaller earbuds. There are also notable design and build quality concerns in my opinion. The plastic headband feels cheap, the ear cups, well, clank together when worn around the neck, and most critically, the ear cushions are not user replaceable, which in my opinion is a major drawback for long-term durability at this price point when their smaller brothers actually can be changed. Ultimately, while the Nothing Headphones 1 excel in ANC and style, I think they don't fully justify the premium cost. For my personal use, I would rather spend the $100 on the CMF Headphones Pro. Despite having obviously less powerful ANC, the CMF model offers a more user-friendly sound setup and, in my opinion, a better overall value proposition. And it feels hard to say that, but making it a smarter purchase, in my opinion. But what do you guys actually think? Is this a headphone worth purchasing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you found this review helpful, a like and a subscribe would always be awesome. So thanks for watching. My name is Leech and I'm off writing the next scripts, and I'll see you in the next one.